Well, according to the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, tricknology is generally defined as telling lies. Number one, look for the lies. And then you trace it back to the liars, the real liars, because the talking heads are not really the liars. They're the conveyor of lies. They're almost non-existent, only to the extent where they can influence the people to believe the liar. Tricknology is generally defined also as stealing and mastering the original people. So Yaqub, the maker of the Caucasian people, framed this specific teaching of tricknology. He crafted and he has entrusted the implementation of this diabolical craft to the Synagogue of Satan. And again, these are Caucasian people generally claiming to be Jews. These persons control the major sectors of finance and commerce and major industries, especially the arms industry, meaning armament, arsenal, weapons. And they also control the mass media without a shadow of a doubt. That's why the mass news media is saying the same thing across the board. And to reiterate, these demons have the uncanny ability to purchase politicians, and through these politicians establish policies that make evil fair seeming or justifiable to the common people. Excuse me. This is why U.S. citizens have been duped by the satanic families to favor wars that benefit a few wealthy families. And they've been duped to use their sons and daughters as expendable vessels on war fronts or in war theaters in the quest of the synagogue of Satan to pillage the earth. And that's what they think about the common people. We're going to use your bodies to pillage other places, and we'll be the benefit of it. And we'll always keep a carrot dangling because you that damn dumb. They call the common white person Gentiles, and they care nothing about the common white person. But maybe with Donald Trump, the common white person is beginning to care more about him or herself. It seems to be that way. Now, there are scores of books written about the craftiness of these demons, but every generation falls by the same trick and trap. Why? Because for the most part, the people are too occupied with sport, play, and folly, and always willing to go back to that which is most comfortable. So will this nation return to a nation of sport, play, and folly? I think Allah has something to do or to say about that question. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, according to the Bible, Allah raises the Messiah and gives him the task of exposing the families of the Synagogue of Satan. Now, why am I explaining this? I've heard over the last few days in news interviews that conditions are so bad with this 2020 presidential election. Some people have been talking about the last days and we should expect his return. Well, what's your expectation based on? Well, let me explain to you something of what it's based on. So the Messiah has the task to expose the families of the Synagogue of Satan for the benefit of the people. Now, in the Bible, it states regarding this task, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come," meaning the judgment, "except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is God or that is worshipped, so that he," not it, not a spook, not a mystery, "so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." And we know the temple of God is the earth. Continuing, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. meaning the exposure of the synagogue of Satan. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Now, verse 6 could mean that the synagogue of Satan has already produced a world based on the exploitation of the masses through tricknollegy, which we all can attest to. So that's ground zero, the world we live in. And now we look at the architectures of it and those who are responsible for maintaining lies and mischief and war and mayhem. Now, verse 6 shows us that once these demons and their tricks are exposed, then the people will have a chance to overcome the control and the influence of these wicked families. And this is why I stated in a previous message why the rejection of the Messiah means almost suicide. Well, who's rejecting the Messiah but the same mass news media machine that is at work today against the common good of the American people? I'll tell you what I mean by that, because you may think, oh, President Trump is the common good. I'm not talking about that. So I once heard the Honorable Louis Farrakhan call the mass news media the real enemy of the people.